Hello everyone, my name is Matt Scorpion and welcome to Festival of the Lost and its Cosmetics. Now, I will give you the rundown. The masks. There are some masks that are now earnable. There are a bunch of them that, can just be found throughout the world. Some that have to be purchased and that some sort of thing. And I will tell you which are what. Now, there's a bunch of old masks that are back again, a bunch of new ones, so there are some unique specifics. Now, if you would head over to Eververse or click on the store tab, you shall see. Now, when you go to the main tab, you will see a bunch of things, including the boring Gundam armor that literally just looks like armor that's more anime. There's a bunch of new things that came out this season as well. Some of the old stuff as well, like last year's armor bundle. But some of the main things of note is masks. There is masks that are available that are only available for silver and are not available for bright dust among the way. So if any of these masks is actually your thing, the Star Horse, the Venge mask, whatever, if you actually want them, I would recommend that folks, throw the money at them now, because if they don't, they will forever disappear. Now, as well, there's a few other things that came out. There is bundles, of course, that include some things that will be a little bit cheaper, some new items among the way, but then there's also new things like finishers. There is a new Rocket Punch finisher, which is, I believe that's supposed to be a play on more Gundam stuff, but that just kind of looks boring. And then we also have a new emote that came around the sister, the Buster Ray, which is that's a little Vex Mythoclast, but it's supposed to be a Ghostbusters reference. And it looks pretty cute, but at the same time, it just kind of fizzles out and stops. So there's that. And of course, there's a bunch of new emotes around that if you want to actually, oh, Jesus Christ. That's Scooby-Doo emote and a bunch of other things, running from Jason Voorhees and only moving in place. So yeah, there is of course some new things that came around this season. I do believe they order it in Origin or Year of Origin, because the Hazy Future Cell, it's an 8-ball shell that shakes. That's weird. I might have to get used to that. But I'm not sure if it spawns it says something every time you shake it. Oh, it does. It kind of does. That's actually kind of cool. And then we also have the Papercraft Ghost Spider. So if you wanted your ghost to become a little spider, that's damn cute. And of all the new things, we also have the Moonrise projection. It's just a little spooky. And we have some new vehicles. There's always some vehicles. We have the Majestic Winnie, which is a Star Horse-inspired sparrow. If you wanted to ride a broom of Star Horse, and it's labeled as paracausal, so I'm not sure what that exactly means. But then we also have Retrograde Tour, which is kind of like a the Mystery Machine in Destiny 2, sort of, just off colors. And then we also have the Manse Macabre, which is very, very spooky. It's like we have our own flying spooky mansion. And I gotta see, how does this take shaders? How do these work? Okay, it only stays green. So, I mean, that's not terrible, but, I mean, at the same time, I'd prefer it if it turned something other than green, sometimes. Then, of course, we have some of our old stuff, past armor sets from past years on all characters, that sort of thing. So, if you wanted to look at anything from the prior years and anything trips your trigger, you can also pick up those. And then, of course, like I said, going back, there's plenty of masks that are Eververse only. Some that can only be bought with silver, and some that can only be earned through efforts. And then a lot of other things like finishers, ghost shells, masks. A lot of the older stuff is here as well. Now, they introduced some new exotic ornaments. The first year came with the Pride Glass ornament for Fighting Lion. Also came out with its Catalyst initially. But we have the Promethean Prelude from, what's the word? Grand Overture, which is pretty much just a Frankenstein look now that I actually look at it. And then we also have for Parasite the Worm Perilous, which I believe is supposed to be kind of a Ahamkara / dragon scale look, if I could pick anything. But it does still look pretty damn good. And then, per the usual, more emotes. Some of these I think are old, but of course they are still great looking. It's not like a Gourd Summoner where you summon some spooky gourds and dance about the place. But, of course, like I said, a lot of this stuff is old and returning. So if you want to get your hands on any of these things, I'd recommend you do it, because otherwise it will disappear and just come back later. But, there's a bunch of other stuff, some simpler stuff, some projections, transmats, and that sort of among the like that if you wish to go for, it is all currently available for the next 3 weeks, available for silver in the events tab. Then, of course, because it is said events, it means that events are also sharing their stuff for Bright Dust. So we have some old shaders from past season, currently Basalt Toxic, it's available for Bright Dust. And then we also have an emote, the Reanimated Entrance, or the Transmat, which is basically you spawning as a zombie. The Infected Seeker, a ship from the year 1, which is kind of a Siva ship, but not really Siva. Then we also have the Lunar Roar, which is from the year 2 of it, when there was a werewolf thing going on. So yeah, there's another Lunar Roar around. Those are all available for Bright Dust. And going into the main store as well, there is more stuff. A shader from Season of the Undying, Chitin Slate. Not that great for some stuff. It does look pretty good, but at the same... I mean, actually, now that I take a second look at this does look pretty damn good. Especially on my Chattering Bone. That looks good. I'm going to have to save that for later. And then we also have Copper Tone Patina from Season 10, which is metallic tone and shiny. Then we also have Reef Regalia from Season of the Lost, which I swear is a returning shader, but at the same time, it's hard to tell. This is basically just the Corsair look, the dark blues and greens with their look nice little Dreamy City purple. And then Wayfarer's Guise, basically green on green. And then for our transmats, we have the Catch Flight entrance from Season of the Hunt, spawning out of Catch. Then we also have the Subjugator entrance, which is you spawning like Rolk. And then we also have the Cannon Fodder, which is you being shot out of a cannon to transmat, which is pretty just dang great on its own. And into our main ticket items, we have the Strange Brew, a multiplayer emote that is currently available for Bright Dust if anyone wants it. This is a fun little one, definitely seasonal. And then we also have the No Escape one that we just looked at, which is you running from Jason Voorhees. And then we also have the Broom Swept the Night, which is the one every witch should have, because no witch is proper without her broom. And also, it just kind of flies. It doesn't really have a transmit effect, or the thing. And then we also have the Mance Macabre, the ship we just looked at, the one that only glows green. Definitely spooky. Definitely possibly worth a look if you want to keep it spooky year-round. And currently we have the Shaded Titan Mask. Now, some of these are only available for Bright Dust, or are only available for Silver, do come around for Bright Dust, but it's very unlikely that all of them will come by. So if you have the Bright Dust, I would recommend people get them, but at the same time, I would not hedge a bet on them coming around. Just get it if you want it. Then the Pride Glass ornament for, what's the word? I just said it, Fighting Lion. It does look pretty decent. And as well, one of my favorite transmats that I've probably not taken off my Titan since I've got it is the Batwing entrance. You've probably seen this a lot, and I would definitely recommend it. It's one of the best transmats in the game, just for how spooky it is. Now, like I said, there are some masks that are earnable at any time, some that are earned through the events. So here, let's see if they are in collections, because I recall them being in the collections tab. Let's see, Flare... and finishers, miscellaneous. There we go. So, there is a bunch of new ones that I believe are all earnable since they weren't in Eververse store. We have the Telesto mask, which is... the Telesto mask actually looks pretty good, if only a bit broken. Then we also have the Blueberry mask, which, if I have to explain why, then you need to wear this helmet. Then also we have the Bread mask. Bread. I think this is because of Jotun Toaster. That's literally the only reason. And then we also have the Keitel mask because, yes, Keitel, she finally deserves a helmet. The horns look a little bit goofy, but Keitel. Then we also have the Riven mask, which is a bit low budget. Oh, that's kind of great. I could have sworn we had an Ahamkara mask already, but I could have been mistaken. Then we also have the Savathun mask, which is around, which is basically you putting a trash can on. Oh my god, those googly eyes. They are getting... they used to be so well done, like they actually put effort into it, but now they're actually kind of going scrappy. I kind of love it. Then, of course, we saw the other ones. These are all the ones that are available at Eververse. The Finch mask that we just saw, which is you being a hive ghost. Then we, of course, have the Star Horse mask, which is you being the Star Horse and is somehow paracausal at the same time. And then we also have the Penguin mask, which I believe is one available for Silver, but at the same time, you know, it's... God, it's so derpy. But that is Festival Lost and all of its cosmetics. If anyone would like to see anything, of course, like I said, it is a limited time event, so these things are around for only 3 weeks. They will disappear, what's the word? 2 Thursdays, that's the wrong word, 2 Tuesdays from now. Literally 2 weeks from launch day on reset. So, or no, that will start the last week. You know what I mean. 3 weeks. You got 3 weeks to get any of this stuff. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.